Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi1907 here with another video on my blind playthrough of Pokémon Legends Z-A for the Nintendo Switch 2. In the last video, I'll just make this very easy to figure out. You saw bad phase had, tricky things happen. Oh, yeah, and we had our first really hard battle. Is what I meant to say. It was the first time we actually felt like we were heading somewhat to stride. So, as you can see, I'm making the first main change of this whole run. We are bringing in Excadrill. This may be the most broken Pokemon in the game. It has so much versatility, it's actually crazy. It can counter a lot of different moves. But we have a very specific plan we want to use. The main thing we need is Metal Drill Run. Like that. As you can see, what makes Excadrill so great is that it can counter a lot of opponents' teams. Normally be very hard to deal with. But it also is not as tanky as you would think. We're gonna use all of our XP items on it, so we can get it up higher, faster. And we can start seeing what our large experience gives. Okay, we could just do both. Because he's pretty far behind right now. We need to get him up quite a bit before he'll do stuff. But it'll also be slightly differently built because we're going to do something a bit different. In fact, people have probably been complaining about us for a while, and I've certainly noticed it. It can be really problematic. Wait. What does it have? Oh, yeah, it has more HP. Actually, yeah, I want to check his salary. Yeah, it always has max HP when it does that. So that's one thing is that their HP is... But fun thing about them being extra large is they have way more experience. And this guy is basically all attack, but not much defense. But he also has some speed, too. Anyways, if you're wondering why I've been saving up all those other statue items, it's because I do want to build him. I want to build him a very particular way. So we're going to give him all of our proteins that we have first. And anything that also boosts attack, which we already did the muscle fair for. And then we're going to boost up this a bit. I think I could just keep using this, and pretty soon it'll be... Ooh, wow. He's so empty on speed that you can keep getting more stats. Oh, wow. Maybe I was wrong about the attack setup buff. Maybe you can use this as often as you want. There's no reason to stop there. Okay, well, we build him with a bit more attack, but ideally I want to funnel all of my attack stuff onto Excadrill now. So he's built with as much power as possible. Okay, now you can see what he's starting to get, just based off of that. You can see how high the stat is based off of that. For actual stat runs, for now, we actually want to run him with a muscle band so that he continues to get attack. I initially did that on Emboar, but then kind of swapped out because I needed like the Mega to do something. The Mega Pokemon to do something. Anyways, these other items are where I'm going to do the most changes because we do need characters actually getting strats. So I want you gaining that. I want you to... Oh, not that, actually. Oh yeah, it was just one. We could just open our satchel. That makes it much easier. And then... So, I think my biggest problem was, I was using too many Mega Stone things, and we should actually have different things. In fact, we may want to have different ones for our different characters. I was thinking of maybe putting Focus Sash on Raichu. That's something I'm thinking of doing. But I also want to think of doing some more important stuff, like leftovers and whatnot. Someone needs to get leftovers. And I think Venusaur will permanently have leftovers, so it's gonna heal a bit. And we're gonna start also making use of berries a lot more often. We didn't really use it. Oh, some of these other ones, by the way, is great too. Because you can lose base stats for certain moves you don't want. Okay. Here's this. Citrus Berry. This is an important one. We're gonna actually switch a lot of these out and start giving them to our other Pokemon. So I think, our weaker Pokemon, we want to have Citrus Berries on. That way, if they are about to die, they'll heal themselves automatically. Considering how little healing we have, I honestly don't see why we can't just throw Citrus on everyone, but of course we want our Megastone to still be on Emboar, because that's something we have to do. We also need to be wary of raising its level too much. But anyway, long story short, we went around triggering more and more side missions, because there's clearly not enough of those. But yeah, so, long story short and short story short, we did lots of side missions. Lots of side missions. I'm gonna train Excadrill the only way I know what to do is to use Drill Bun. Actually, oh yeah, hang on, I need to look at the TMs. So, I didn't want to use a guide for this stuff, I wanted to be blind, but after my blind playthrough part didn't go really well, I wanted to kind of do this fast, so haven't noticed, yeah, we had a big struggle. Particularly when it came to fighting certain Pokemon, we did not have the right moves for them. Oh, Purret. This is the one I was looking for. So, Focus Blast is not actually that great, and I want to replace it with this. And also, there's technically another one I could do, but for now, I'm actually just going to run that other attack and see what happens. Though I think later, I might just use Protect. The problem is, Protect is kind of a weird move. If you already are using something, you'll still get hit no matter what. But what's unique is, if you wait to use Protect, like just hold your turn, attack, you can block a super effective move using that. But I think the idea was, I want to use Excadrill to just quickly defeat Pokemon. Also, by the way, he will also have a Citrus Berry, and some of our less tanky but tricky Pokemon, I think I want one of them to hold a Shell Bell. But yeah, as you can see, we switched around our team a little bit. Long story short, we're going to do a bit more training and doing stuff, but this time we want to do it just using Excadrill. So we're gonna just basically use anything that we could use that is not as long as it's not very effective, we can still do stuff. And we'll do a strategy that you've probably seen me use a lot of already. Okay. Just as annoying as always, I see. So there's only one great way to train Pokemon fast without wasting lots of experience stuff, and that's just going into these battle zones and defeating people. And we can just keep auto-healing them at the end of each battle instead of what we were doing before. I said we would probably try and do something else, but yeah. After seeing how bad Pidgeot was, it'd be easier to just do this differently. Okay. Megard is great. Though I want to try and use other things if we can. Figuring out who is weak to what will help out a bit too. Alright, anyway. Yeah, what about Megahorn? Holy crap. That most certainly does a lot of damage. The big thing about Excadrill is when built properly, especially into attack, Excadrill is a very big force to be reckoned with. He even is still one of the most competitive Pokemon, competitive Pokemon to this day. And yes, we have the attack bracer on him for a specific reason. The only way you can get more stats without having to do the grinding is to just fight with him while he has the attack bracer equipped. That is how you get a bunch of damage. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. So that is why we are using him now. Keep in mind, though, I also training him as an alpha, so that means he has even more HP than usual. The only tricky part is he isn't the best setup Pokemon for this. By setup, I mean he straight up is a bit weaker than most. So at first he's gonna probably die a lot, but once he gets more defense, he'll be faster. He can take more hits. So my idea for fast training, and this is something you could probably do as well, just make sure you have the right stat item on the stat you want to train. In fact, also, while I'm still at that, I don't know why I wasn't doing this sooner, but we should actually just put this on as many people as we want to train to really maximize this, but main the one we actually want to train, because I think when the other Pokemon give experience, they also get stat trainings as well, so you might be able to use a mix of two. But yeah, change LIM, open satchel. Okay. I want you to have. Also, we could set their things too, so if they don't have an attack increasing nature, we can potentially set that by replacing a weaker stat with that. I think in the future I want to run Excadrill not with a Citrus Berry, but for Focus Sash instead. But for now, we have to kind of keep it on that, what we had already. Okay, I want to at least use all my weight stuff. Since I don't have a good speed trimmer and other stuff, Raichu, no wait. I still want to train HP on Venusaur, so for sure I want to get that, but also maybe I could give him defense? I never really checked this very long, but I know typically some of the bigger area or mass Pokemon, you typically want to build with a lot of HP, so they are harder to take out. Oh yeah, no wait. Now I remember. I have an important plan, actually. I want to put this way on you. There we go. He will start getting trained in that. And since my Raichu's gonna be in all the teams too, we also want to make sure he's getting trained as well. We'll do this basically the exact same thing. I will do this only for our when we're just playing the game normally and doing our stuff. But for tough battles, we'll switch it out later. Okay, now we'll switch this over. When we do the actual survival battles, though, we'll switch most of those for citrus berries, actually. Pretty much only one Pokemon is going to have Evolving Stone, and that's Ember. I want to permanently have him on Evolving Stone, in fact, because he's my strongest Pokemon, so he's the best use of the Mega Stone thing, so he could destroy people pretty quickly. He already has a pretty good build, too. Okay, well, so yeah, I guess, this is gonna be mostly a mix of training arc and doing some other stuff. I kind of don't want to go back in until I have a strong enough level safely do this, so we're basically ignoring our cards right now. We don't really need those anyways. We're basically just gonna go out, look for all sorts of trainers, and just defeat them all. Yeah, non-alpha Excadrill is not going to last against me. The biggest thing about Excadrill is, like, what we just saw there. Put moves on him, and he will be very strong against most things. Of course, that doesn't mean he'll work against people who have the rock helmet, though, which, speaking of which, one of those dudes I didn't even notice, but he had a rock helmet on all of his Pokemon, so if you keep using contact moves, they keep taking damage, which did not help my situation. Okay, as annoying as it is, I do not like when a scissor appears. I'd rather just, there was no way I was gonna avoid him, by the way. We're just gonna have him for me, I guess. I changed Ember's loop up slightly. He had to remove Head Crash for Frere Bitch. Alright. Had to run that differently. I want to use Excadrill right away, not gonna lie. So, that's why I'm doing it this way, because I find like that. We'll just keep switching everything out immediately. The only cards that really benefit us are AoE ones, or ones that to use a different move type. We're just leaving stuff on the ground, honestly. Oh, this poor Bombso has quite a few different weaknesses there. Okay, that one doesn't have as strong of a weakness. I guess we just use Iron Head and this, which are both pretty fast moves. Okay, that is a really weird cover to get there. But yeah, so this is a true power Excadrill. It just is so versatile. It can counter many different types, and that is what makes it one of the best Pokemon in the game. You can basically skip having certain types of Pokemon if you have Excadrill, because you can just destroy people using that. Probably not going to have a lot of time to do stuff. Okay, well, at least my Excadrill has some HP, so he's gonna be able to take it up a little bit, so for 9. Compared to my other Pokemon. Okay, we have Rock Glide for this night. Perfect. Yeah, we have Lock Side for that Noivern, which isn't too bad. So we have a weakness. We can excite on that. Excadrill is so broken too that with the right setup, he could probably sell most of the game on his own. If it weren't for many other things. Also, I pulled this out first, so I decided to heal that way. Forgive me if it's a little slow. Anyways, yeah, we're taking on the weaker trainers, because don't want to get destroyed unnecessarily. I'll just use this, because it's a little bit longer, but also does a bit more damage. The only problem is only if 2 of his moves have stab, which I guess I should mention, yes, if you use the same move as your type, you do get a little bonus there as well. Okay, this Alog's pretty tanky, so to be fair, it takes a lot longer to die, but that's fine. We just need experience, and as long as we have the right stuff, we'll keep training our Pokemon up. So if you're struggling with certain stat stuff, and that survival battle was included among many of those, I'm just gonna purposely get into air. There's no way I'm gonna avoid this otherwise. Okay. I'm just gonna do like one file and then quickly switch. When I don't have a good option, we could always switch to Ambor and use Fervich, which is one of the most heaviest hitting moves in the entire game, and just use that as a last ditch effort. But otherwise, we probably don't want to actually use that often. In fact, I put Embor back on Flamethrower for another particular battle that I think might be annoying, so in that case, I do have a couple of Pokemon on special moves instead of normal moves. And I might honestly replace Hurricane for Surf too, I don't know yet. I was thinking of doing different stuff on Gyarados. I wanted to use Hurricane, I thought it was a cool move, but honestly, for the strategy I'm doing now, I'd rather have Hydro Pump now, actually. It's a plus move, too, so it'll be great. That'll be nice. Specifically for one battle, I think is gonna come up that is much more deadly. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? Let's use Mega Horn, since we don't have any other moves. That's our strongest initiating move we can use. This, I believe, is Rock, so we could do that. If you're wondering why Drillon and not Earthquake, Drillon is faster. It's one of the faster moves in this game, too. It can go before most things, and it's also stab, so it's 1.5 times attack bonus for Excadrill, so and you're not using other things, that is the way to go, and it'll destroy pretty much any electric team, and also, for that reason, make them immune to Thunder Waves, so if we have to deal with a paralyzed team, 100% we're going to use Excadrill. If we had Excadrill before, Canary would have certainly been a lot easier. You could have certainly gotten a Drillbur up earlier, but I think me waiting was honestly the perfect play. By the way, if this strategy still doesn't work, I don't know what to do. So, you can call this kind of a mid-training arc of battles. Okay, I'm gonna balance it out a bit by going to a wild zone just briefly to defeat some Pokemon. I've heard wild Pokemon also give great experience. Oh, he just ran away after seeing that. Okay, if we want to really defeat stuff fast, we need to focus on these electric types that do not have as much defense. So this is the other strategy you could train with. A lot of people forget about because it's not often that you use it. Not sure if it's just wild or regular battles, but I think if as long as you defeat someone with it, I think you still get experience or benefits for your particular abilities. So because we can do that with Power Bracer, we want to do that as much as possible. Because this Pokemon hasn't been in many battles, so it's kind of untrained as a result. Because I forgot to mention, too, each of the alphas are a lot stronger. They also a lot tankier. They are naturally built with HP all the time, so they will be much harder to constantly avoid. Okay, well, that Ampharos won't do much with its dazzling green, that's for sure, because we should try and catch this, since it's an alpha. I kind of skipped the others, but alphas you still want to catch. Also, that was an Ampharos I never gotten before, so that's great. Alright, to wait for it to come out. Did not do anything. Alright, back to the battle zone. So if you know what to do, you could definitely train up your Pokemon fast. If I want to train it more, I'll probably have it on speed training. Because I want it to be fully trained by the end of the game. I think an Excadrill will pretty much destroy most of the game. With all of its crazy attacking moves. As you can see, it's mostly a regular attacker. Meaning it has mostly melee moves. Which is good. Because it uses its high attack power to do a lot of damage as a result. I like how within a few minutes we are already... Oops, that was bad. We're going to use Rock Slide and then this Steel move, I guess. What makes it so versatile is it can handle almost any Pokemon too, so that's great. But yes, if you're wondering, yeah, I got my VIP kit. If you're wondering why I'm doing this now, I got my VIP kit, but I almost immediately realized Excadrill isn't a great just a great Pokemon. He's great for that challenge too, and to be fair, we did not have a lot of weakness stuff. We had no Bug, no Steel moves, no Ground or Rock type moves either, so we did not have a lot of coverage before we used this, but now we do. So, for the most part, we can weakness quite a few Pokemon, and the ones that are normal, we can just take out with Emboar if they're super tanky. But more importantly, our Steel type move is great against Fairy types. Fairy type is normally the most annoying type to fight. With a Steel type, you have a consistent weakness against it. Also, I was not able to attack him in time. Whoops. That's fine. And also, just to show you a little trick, if you want to keep getting stuff and money for a battle zone, you could just switch it to nighttime again immediately and go right back into the battle zone. And then when you get close to running low on healing items, just go back to a Pokemon Center and recover them all, and you'll be fine. And in fact, I will heal and recover while I say that. Honestly, the nicest thing about this game is that because of this mechanic, you can train up your Pokemon really fast and have lots of versatile stuff, but there's also a super train method. You saw those other restaurants before? We could go back there, actually, and train them that way. You can't heal them there, but that's fine. We don't really need the settlers for anything else. Oh, actually, wait. Weird Instinct just popped in. Let's grab a few proteins and try and give it to Excadrill to speed this up a bit. We already have enough speed star-wise. Let's do that. We have so much money, we can kind of do whatever we want with it. And that includes spending status moves items to get that done. Problem is, I might have trained too much now. Yeah, I won't have any fat. What about Earth Feather? How do you tell if a Pokemon is fully trained or not? That's what I want to know. Okay, well, it's almost there. I just realized there's like a certain percentage too for each stat, and once that stat reaches a certain point, it will not train it up. Also, holy crap, we do not have a great nature actually. Special defense down is fine. Excadrill already doesn't have a lot of defense. I kind of want its regular defense to carry it. Maybe give it less defense? I don't know. Maybe defense reducing would be fine because it already has resistance against most physical moves, so... I don't know, but then that would give it weakness to fighting type. I think we need something that reduces either defense or special defense. I don't care what it is, I just want to use it. Okay, I want to complete his build though. I didn't stop at this to not complete his build. So part of the reason why I wanted to do it this way is also so I can give him... What the heck is that thing? Oh yeah, I'm like trying to think here while trying to find... Oh, here's the mints. Cause everything to go at an equal weight. Special attack, but its speed will suffer. Defense go faster, but special... Oh wait, no, this is perfect. Adamant Mint. Have a Pokémon spells this. Make his attack grow stronger. However, its special attack may suffer. Yes. So now its attack is even more broken. So now we're gonna see how it does when it has extra attack on top of that. Dang. It just got pretty broken, I think. Oh, wow. It's a really trained Pokemon, but at the same time, it does work well. Alright, I'm excited now. Let's go back into this wild zone and do the strategy I was doing before to train it. I think this works fast, but I'm not aware. Too fast, still. Yeah, that's too fast for me. Or just defeat everyone. Oh, he teleported to me, that's great. Okay, he ran, at least. I didn't want to take the alpha out yet. I wanted to defeat someone else. Whoa, there's a second alpha Go-Go. I didn't know there could be two at once. I thought there was only one that could spawn in at a time, but I guess, to be fair, they're at the point where you can already do two alphas at once. Okay, now we've cleared out a lot of the other randoms. Okay. Okay, that time we go before you can run. So what did that do to its stats this time, I wonder? I assume from what I found out, taking out either a wild Pokemon or taking out someone else increases their stats they get when they defeat a certain Pokemon, right? So if we have Power Bracer, its attack will go fast, right? So if we keep doing that, we can keep getting its super buffs. Okay. Trying to catch some alphas as well, because again, they give us EXP candies when caught. I'm gonna use this now on Excadrill. Get him some more experience. Let's focus mostly on using these if we can. Okay, well, somehow we were able to catch him up pretty fast. Now he's up to level 62, and his attack is more or less almost maxed out now. There's not much we could do on him now. We just have to put him in and hope for the best. We could still level him up to 70 if we struggle. In fact, if we lose again on that one random battle, we are going to do that. But for now, I don't want to waste too much more time, so while we still have Excadrill, the last thing we're going to do is go over and so on. By the way, I don't care if its attack is fully maxed. I just wanted to train his, quote-unquote, train his attack, but again, I'm still new to this game, so I have no idea if he's maxed or not. If somebody has a hint on how to check that, please let me know, because it'd be fun. Usually these games have a way of telling you, at least in the newer Pokemon games, if a Pokemon is maxed or not, but it's hard to know if you're doing a blind playthrough like I am, right? I'll probably check that after that video, this video though, when I have time though, don't worry. Out. Alright, what else? Alright, so now I thought there was gonna be more side missions, but surprisingly they all went down super fast. I guess we just kind of did a lot of them the last time. Yeah, we took a break to just do the side mission in the video game, but this one's more training, so I guess we could call this, training up Excadrill. Making Excadrill stronger, something like that. We can keep, honestly, defeating these Pokemon. Other Pokemon you could use, any game that includes Excadrill as a base Pokemon, it's definitely gonna be a game that's easy to pick, because Excadrill is so versatile, it can handle a lot of different Pokemon. Good Pokemon to have in pretty much any team you use. Alright, better watch out, there's a wild Mogo around here that keeps stealing people's food. Goes after its favorite berries, but still it's a huge nuisance. The Mogo's a fast being too, no one's been able to catch it. You're a big shot trainer in Z-A Royale, right? Battle this Moga, it scares some sense to it. I don't mind if you catch it or defeat it, I just wanted to leave our food alone. Patcha berries seem to be a Moga's favorite. Here, I'll show you one. Sure enough, that feeling fast pilfered my Pekka berry immediately. And we can see where it went now. Nice after a Moga, you should be able to catch up to it using the Roto Guide. You say, but can we really roller glide across that entire gap? I say we take the safer option. I'm not sure how you'd be able to roller glide there anyways. He's probably mistaken, so we'll just run around. Okay, this one we can more or less roller glide. Remember the roller glide. You'll need to... Okay, now he says we do need to. Okay. Alright. Okay, that one's also probably too far away to glide. Also, no matter what, we probably would have to have chased it a long way, no matter what, so we'll keep going. This mogul has taken us around the world and then some, so far. Once again, he gets away. Too fast for us, man. Not so lucky now. So, he's gonna fight us, it's sad. We're gonna go down here, though. Yeah, we caught pretty easily there. Alright. Gave it some pain while we were at it, too. Heh, looks like that pesky Moga was no match for you. I left behind all my Petra berries, too. They're finally coming... things are finally coming up, Ermon. Moga out of the cell, I'd like to get a good look at her little thief. I'll admit, you're one tough Moga. Can't have been easy surviving in this city. Sure, Moga didn't think it was doing anything wrong, it was just scouring food. But people in Pokemon aren't so different in that respect. We're all doing what we can to get by. Alright. Okay. And just like that, we got some more berries. But yeah, as you all notice, we changed our team. It was mainly because that one battle was giving us a lot of problems. If it continues to have problems, that might be something we again leave until the end of the game, but I did see now that you could definitely clear the battle with better prep and preparation. So before we finish off, I do want to set up my final team up right away this time. Because unlike before, I think we are going to just keep playing that battle until we win. But if we can't do it in that video, we might wait. Oh, here's the Shell Bell. Flex damage with an attack, huh? We could have Shell Bell Excadrill, actually. I'm gonna give it to you, though. Then, we'll go for leftovers next, so we can actually remember who gets it. I'm gonna give that to you. Then all the remaining Pokemon will have citrus berries, except for Emblar. That is the specific setup we're supposed to use. You can actually run them on anything else, though, and typically I do run them all on Mega Stones because I like using the different Mega Stones. I think they're pretty good, but for just this battle, it's going to be really hard if we don't have at least a citrus bird equipped, so for obvious reasons, we're going to put that on everyone. Just like that, we're done. Instantly. Bam. By the way, the reason why I was confused is I think I've given my Pokemon 10 stat boosting items before, and usually it's like, what, 10 drinks per stat that you can do before it like straight up maxes out and you can't use anymore. I guess they changed that, maybe. Maybe there is no limit. So that makes building Pokemon much easier in this game, that's for sure. For now, though, we got this on our Raichu, and so yeah, we pretty much sacrificed most of our Mega Evolution power, which we probably don't need in that battle anyways, for mostly healing items, which is super important, so the Pokemon at least do heal after they get low. And so now we need to go back to this stolen restaurant that took us out the last time, and this time we are going to win because we're just that cheap. So, yeah. But, since I want to make sure I actually win and do other stuff, I think I will not do it in this video, sad to say. So I hope you guys didn't see that coming from my way, but yeah, we're going to save a game and call it quits. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we hopefully take on this stupid 3-star restaurant and finally finish it off. This will be the hardest challenge in the game done once we're done with this. I'm not sure what the main storyline has in store for us, but I don't doubt it'll be any stronger than this. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.